In this lecture, we will learn 3 of the most common emotional triggers that drive overthinking: perfectionism, regret, and the endless loop of what-if thinking. These aren't just habits. They're protective instincts your brain uses to avoid pain, embarrassment, or failure. But left unchecked, they keep you stuck. You will learn how these thought patterns develop, what science says about breaking them, and how to quiet their influence so you can think more clearly and act with confidence. This isn't about silencing your emotions. It's about recognizing when your thoughts are helping you and when they're just holding you hostage. Objectives of the lecture. By the end of this lecture, you'll be able to understand how perfectionism, regret, and fear of uncertainty drive overthinking. Reframe what-if thoughts and past mistakes in a healthier way. Apply practical strategies to stop emotional spirals before they escalate. Let's start with a simple truth. Most overthinking isn't about the decision. It's about how the decision feels. It's not the job offer, the email, or the message you want to send that gets you stuck. It's the swirl of emotion around it, the fear of getting it wrong, the guilt from past mistakes, the dread of an unknown future. And at the center of that emotional storm, 3 powerful triggers that quietly hijack your thoughts. Trigger 1, perfectionism. This often sounds like, I can't start unless I know it'll be great, or, if it's not flawless, it's not worth doing. Perfectionism hides behind good intentions. It looks like high standards, but underneath it, a fear of failure, judgment, and not being enough. According to Brené Brown, a research professor and author on vulnerability and courage, perfectionism isn't about self-improvement. It's a shield. It's a defense mechanism rooted in the fear of shame. You're not aiming for excellence. You're trying not to feel embarrassed. But the cost is real: endless delay, constant self-doubt, and deep mental fatigue. Perfection doesn't protect you. It paralyzes you. What to do instead? Set a good enough bar. Ask yourself, what would this look like if it were 80% done and I hit send anyway? Because action builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence, not perfection. Trigger 2, regret. This sounds like, why didn't I say something earlier? I should have made a different choice. If only I had. Regret often disguises itself as reflection. It feels productive, like you're learning from the past. But instead of bringing clarity, it quietly weighs you down. What starts as a quick review turns into an emotional replay. You revisit the same moment, the same mistake, hoping it'll feel different on the 100th try. But it rarely does. A 2021 study published in the Emotion Journal found that people who dwell on past regrets are significantly more likely to face anxiety and indecision when making future choices. In other words, the more you ruminate, the harder it becomes to move forward. What to do instead? Try this mental shift. At that time, I did the best I could with what I knew. Follow up with a forward anchor. What can I apply from that experience now? This moves you from guilt to growth. Trigger 3, the what-if spiral. This one feels deceptively logical. What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I make the wrong call? These thoughts often seem logical, but they are usually fear masked as reason. A 2020 study from Harvard found that what-if thinking increases your feeling of danger, even when no real danger exists. It keeps your nervous system on high alert, constantly prepared for something negative. What to do instead? Flip the question. Ask, what if this works? What if I succeed and grow from it? Even better. Come back to the present with this grounding prompt. What's actually happening right now? This shifts your brain from imagined outcomes to current reality. Example. One student shared that they couldn't stop replaying an old interview they thought they had ruined. They applied the reframe. At that time, I was doing my best. Instead of obsessing over the past, they focused on the next opportunity and ended up landing the job. The difference wasn't a new resume or better answers. It was emotional clarity. Perfectionism, regret, the endless what-ifs. These are the emotional drivers behind most overthinking. But you don't have to fight them, you can reframe them. You can choose progress over perfection, learning over guilt, and presence over fear.